Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a topic that I know is on just about every educator's mind, generative AI. We're going to break down what it is, why it really matters for our students, and most importantly, how we can approach it in our classrooms.
So let's just start with the big question, right? The one that's probably on a lot of our minds as we see tools like ChatGPT showing up more and more in our students' work. Is this a threat or is it an opportunity? It's such a valid concern, and today we're really going to look at both sides of that coin.
To even begin to answer that, though, we first have to get on the same page about what this technology actually is, without all the confusing technical jargon. So let's start with the absolute basics. First up, let's talk about the big picture. Artificial intelligence, or AI. You could think of this as a huge umbrella term. It's for any technology that's designed to mimic human-like thinking in order to get a job done. It's a really broad category. Now, generative AI, that's a more specific branch under that big AI umbrella. And the key word here is generative. Its main job isn't just to analyze information, but to actually create something totally new and original, like an essay, a piece of art, or even computer code.
I love this quote because it's such a great way to think about it. It's like having a creative partner on call, a virtual storyteller, or an assistant that's ready to help you brainstorm or create content based on your instructions. It's a tool that responds to what you ask of it.
So the big question is, how does a machine learn to be so creative? I know, it can feel a little bit like magic, but it's not. It's actually a process that has been developing for decades, building on ideas about how we ourselves learn. Yeah, this technology definitely didn't just appear overnight. It's been a long journey, starting way back in the 50s with ideas inspired by the human brain. Then you had these huge leaps forward that eventually led to the powerful tools like ChatGPT that our students are using today.
At its heart, it's really a three-step process. First, it just soaks up massive amounts of information from the internet. Then, during its training, it starts to recognize all the patterns in that data. Finally, when you give it a prompt, it uses all that knowledge of patterns to generate something brand new.
Okay, so now that we've got a handle on what it is and kind of how it works, let's connect the dots. How does this techie concept actually affect our students' futures and the world that we're preparing them for?
And this, right here, is the essential takeaway. Generative AI is not just some academic tool or a passing fad. It is becoming a fundamental, non-negotiable part of the professional world that our students will be graduating into. And we're not just talking about a few tech fields. I mean, look at this list. From healthcare using AI to help discover new drugs, to finance departments managing risk. Pretty much every single industry our students might enter is already using this technology in some pretty significant ways. In fact, if you want to put a number on it, industry experts are estimating that generative AI is going to add up to $4.4 trillion to the global economy annually. This isn't some far-off trend. This is the economic reality we are preparing our students for right now.
Now, of course, this does not mean we should just ignore the challenges. It is completely and totally understandable to be worried. And those concerns you might have about academic integrity, about accuracy, about ethics, they are absolutely valid.
And those risks are very, very real. We need to be aware of them, and frankly, we need to be teaching our students about them. They range from spreading misinformation and creating new forms of plagiarism, all the way to hidden biases in the data and even serious privacy issues. Let's quickly define that one term, hallucination, because it's a key weakness you have to know about. This is when the AI essentially, well, it makes things up. It presents completely false information with total confidence. It sounds perfectly plausible, but it's just not based in fact. So, when we're faced with these incredible opportunities on one hand and these very real challenges on the other, what is our role as educators? Well, this brings us to the path forward, how we can actually guide our students through this new landscape.
You know, we're really at a crossroads. We have a choice. We can either try to ban this technology, which might honestly leave our students unprepared, or we can teach them how to use it responsibly, critically, and effectively.
And here's what that can actually look like in practice. It means teaching those classic critical thinking skills, like validation and fact-checking. It means being really upfront about the tool's limitations, like those hallucinations we talked about, and it means setting very clear ethical guidelines for its use in your classroom. Ultimately, what this all means is that our role can evolve. Instead of spending all of our energy trying to be the AI police, we can shift our focus to becoming AI guides, equipping our students with the wisdom they need to navigate this new reality.
So we'll end with this thought. This technology is here to stay, and it's already shaping the world our students will build their careers in. The question is no longer if our students will use it, but how we, as their educators, will prepare them for the future that it's creating.